Is the Comptia A plus certification obsolete in 2021? Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. Welcome back to the Tech Talk with 50 channel. I'm 50 or Randall, however you may know me. What's going on with it? Alright, so boom. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like the video. And if you need to know anything, go ahead and leave a comment below and me or somebody else will answer you. And for those who've already subscribed, welcome back. Got something for y'all today. Is the A plus obsolete in 2021? So before I give my obvious yes, I'm going to break down why I say it is obsolete in the year 2021. Now, when I say this or when I make this bold statement, I'm not saying that the experience from working in the help desk or desktop or interacting with users or troubleshooting their issues, is not important to the fundamentals of IT and, moving through your career. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that, the A plus certification itself in today's IT market, it's kind of obsolete. Here's why. Well, before I get that, let's break it down. So here in the year 2021, we have, networking. We have the old school desktop support, help desk positions. Then from there, you usually go system admin. Then you go like system engineering. You have your network admins, network engineers, system architects, network architects. You've got, your voice people, you've got your Citrix people, you've got your virtualization people, you got your storage people, you got your data center people. But now we also have cybersecurity and cloud. And with the emergence of those two technologies, there are also entry-level positions in those two fields. Now, going back to the year 2008, 2007, when I first got into IT, there was no other entry-level, field like security or cloud or anything like that. You had to start off at the help desk. You had to earn your stripes. You had to cut your teeth. You had to start off at the help desk doing desktop support, interacting with users and their inability to print, no matter how highly degreed they are, troubleshooting their issues, helping them out with applications, doing desktop moves, desktop setups, doing imaging, changing out of hard drives, moving their machines from, one place to another, like doing like data recovery, all that kind of stuff that goes into the desktop or the help desk realm. All that stuff is uber important, but you don't necessarily need the A plus certification for that today. So in 2008, when you first got in, you almost definitely had to have your A plus. But the thing is, back then, a lot of people were hanging back on the help desk or desktop support, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 12 years. And then you had some people that got interested and moved up into where they eventually wanted to be, especially if they had the right guidance. They definitely got where they want to get very quickly. I had the right guidance, so I was able to pretty much shoot up through IT fairly quickly in a short amount of time. And so the thing is that was then. Okay. You needed an A plus then because you had to get in the field. You don't need an A plus now based off of what I've learned and being in IT for going on 15 years. You really don't need an I plus, you really don't need an A plus certification now. Now you could start off, with your security plus. But Randall, don't people need to learn the stuff that they need? Yes. But almost everybody nowadays has a computer. You don't need A plus certification is just pretty much a benchmark for them to hire you into IT. The A plus doesn't mean that you do or you don't know anything about peripherals or things that plug into your computer, like a printer, a mouse, a keyboard, or HDMI cable or anything like that. You don't need an A plus to tell you that you can or can't map a printer. You don't need an A plus to tell you that you can or can't help somebody with their issues. You really don't need an A plus for that. You don't need any certification for that, if we're being honest. And so with cybersecurity or cloud, and most everybody's trying to move in those directions anyway, because of how IT is going anyway, you don't need the A plus. Instead, I recommend people get the security plus, but learn your fundamentals first and or while you're studying. So learn your way around the computer. Learn task manager, learn everything that's in control panel, learn how to, map a printer, clear a print queue, add a printer, learn how to, troubleshoot wireless issues, learn how to edit a host file, learn how to add or remove a printer, learn how to run a virus scan, learn how to use CC Cleaner to, get rid of like all the temporary internet files that could be, taking up all their space on the hard drive. Learn your way around a computer. Learn your way around the file explorer or the Windows folder structure. Learn how to mount a drive, learn how to do shared drives. All this stuff you don't need an A plus for. As soon as you get into like a help desk or a desktop job, they're going to teach you this stuff. You're going to have it down pat in like a week or two. The new stuff may pop up and might catch you off guard, but more times than not, you listen, especially if you're around the right person, they'll show you everything you need to learn in a day. Like as far as the technical stuff. Now, of course, every IT department has their own different processes, but like an A plus doesn't tell you whether you can or can't comprehend, what they're telling you. All right. And so that's my thing with the A plus. You don't need it anymore. You really don't. I always tell people to ask yourself, where would you like to go? If you're undecided, I always tell people, get your security plus, because nowadays security is the number one goal. Security, security is up there when it comes to like importance and all that. So I always tell people to get your security plus. It won't hurt. The jobs they want to, especially if you're trying to get into IT, the help desk desktop support jobs. If you have a security plus, they're not really gonna be upset with you if you don't get your A plus, to be honest. They just want something. If I'm being frank, they just want something. I know what it says on LinkedIn and Indeed. Oh, they're looking for an A plus. I guarantee you, if you say, well, I have a security plus, they'll be like, okay. Because you have to know something. But I don't recommend you paying your money to get an A plus certification, or even worse, paying for a class to get the A plus certification. Now, I'm not downing the A plus certification as a certification. I'm saying that in the times we're in, it's a little outdated, especially for where the field is going. So let's put some numbers to it. So help desk desktop support positions, especially if you're just now getting in the field, they probably pay what, $10 to $15 an hour. A plus might add $1 or $2 onto it. Security plus might add $5 to $10 onto it. That's a no-brainer. And if you do have a Security Plus certification and somebody wants you to get an A plus certification, don't go down, go up. If you have a Security Plus certification and you're going for an A plus certification, first of all, this is a career. You got to get paid. All right. You do not need an A plus certification if you already have a Security Plus or a Net Plus. You're going backwards. I always tell people, don't get a certification if A, your next job won't pay you significantly more, or B, your job isn't gonna, or if your job is gonna, give you like a financial incentive to get that certification. If they're gonna do that, then yeah, shoot, why not? By all means. But if not, there's no reason to go back down to the A plus certification. And with the way that everything is going either security or cloud. They even have like routers, switches, firewalls. They even have that stuff in AWS. Everything is going either to security or cloud. Security or cloud is going to be embedded in everything, which is why there are entry-level security and cloud and network positions. It's different. The A plus certification was a great way to get into the field before 2010. Nowadays, you can get your Security Plus, still get into the field, get a little bit of experience under your belt. And because you have your Security Plus, you already have the qualifications to transition into your SOC role or your pen test role or whatever role. You already have your Security Plus, so you're good. The A plus isn't going to benefit you at all. But you definitely still need the knowledge though. I will not discount that. There have been too many times in this field, where I've seen people, especially doing security, where people will be like, people will make decisions that will greatly hinder the user base and greatly hinder the business, but they're like, oh, but it's more secure. But if the business is contingent on the users being able to do their jobs and you're hindering the users, you got to weigh that, especially if you're not in like a DoD space where, they can do that. They can get away with that, but outside of that, you have to be able to, let your users work in order for them to do their jobs. And working in the help desk and desktop support, it teaches you that interaction. It teaches you, how to look at things from a user perspective, not just from the overarching perspective, and it's definitely good to be able to empathize with the users, because that also helps you, when you're trying to troubleshoot. One of my main keys to troubleshooting, one of my main secrets of troubleshooting is putting myself in the user's shoes. That is the first thing I'll do. If somebody was having an issue, I'll recreate the issue on my machine. Sometimes I'll put myself in the same user VLAN that they're on. Or shoot, in some environments, where I could move around and I could walk around, I would just go over to their computer themselves and see what they're doing. Because it's important to see things from their point of view in order for you to be able to fix it. So that way you can see what the issue is, you can see where the issue is, and you can move accordingly. And so that kind of experience carries you throughout your career. But the big takeaway is you don't need an A plus for that. The days of the A plus are done. So what I would say is, if you're in college, sure, why not? You can go get your A plus. You've got time. You've got time. But the great thing about IT is you can make money even while you're in college. So if your ultimate goal is to get into cybersecurity, sure, you can get your A plus, just to get in the field. That's if you want to, but you really don't have to nowadays. But if you're an adult, if you're an adult and you're trying to get into, I want to be a network engineer. I want to do cloud. I want to do AWS. I want to do virtualization. I want to do, I want to do voice. I want to do cloud. I want to do networking. Then if there is an entry level certification I'd recommend for Comptia, it will be Security Plus, because it's all encompassing and you get more bang for your buck in the year 2021 than you will with the A plus. Because one of the things, and I'm going to talk about this in another video, because one of the tough things about being in the help desk or desktop support is trying to get off of that help desk. And I always tell people it's tough to get off of that if you don't cert up for what you really want. They'll hold you there. They'll hold you there as long as you can. And in order for you to get another position or a position closer to what you want, you'll have to leave or play company politics. That's just IT for you. And that's why I've always made it a priority to get a certification as soon as I get to one job, as soon as I get to my next job. That I'll probably have that done within a month or two, because when I was in Atlanta, I was pretty much a contractor the entire time, and you never knew, I want to get into, doing contract versus full time, but you never knew when your last day was going to be. And it could be something that you did, or it could be something that has nothing to do with you. And so I was always uber aggressive when it came to like getting certifications, because if I, let's say, let's use Security Plus. So if I, let's say, had a job, Security Plus, making $18 an hour in Atlanta, and then all of a sudden, this company lost the contract, which happens a lot. So, this company lost this contract, so you guys in 2 weeks, y'all are going to be out of a job. Okay, cool. And that's if they even let you know. There's been a lot of times where, you show up, you work out a couple hours and they're like, yeah, you might need to call your recruiter, Hey, it happens, so like, let's say you have your, Security Plus 18 an hour, and in a week or two, you get your CCNA. So now, instead of 18, you can ask for probably 25 to 30 an hour, especially if you have actually touched and configured, some routers and switches, and you can answer some questions. You can get a network admin, or, entry level network engineering job fairly quickly, ridiculously quickly. And that kind of knowledge is something that wasn't available to me per se when I first got in, which is common knowledge now. It's common knowledge, but it's not commonly applied. And so with that, and as quick as people can move and can transition and can grow, that the A plus, it's got no place in 2021 as a certification. The experience, always, but the certification, nah, it's a no for me. So, if anybody else feels otherwise about the Comptia A plus, go ahead and leave a comment down below. be sure to hit that like button. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. And I appreciate y'all taking the time to hear why, in my humble opinion, the A+ is obsolete in the year 2021. And thank you for watching, and much more to come. All right, I'll holler at you.